Okay, there we are. I'm sorry, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to talk about Tiffany Henyard. So Tiffany Henyard, she just posted a video on her YouTube page, not her YouTube page, but her Facebook and Instagram page. Um, a, I guess a campaign video. So we'll take a look at that. Also, we're going to take a look at Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett put the message out there. If you are a black person, a minority individual, she used the word people of color. You guys should be afraid because ICE is going around in these sanctuary cities, rounding the illegal migrants up. And I think she's sending a message of fear because, yeah, they're rounding up illegals, but they're using the term migrants like they're just over here and they're supposed to be over here. And another thing that she's sending a message of fear, and that's incorrect. She's also claiming that they're just rounding up any individual, and that's not true. You have to had committed a crime for ICE just to be going after you. If you're not, if you didn't commit a crime, you shouldn't be worried about it. But if you're hanging around the people that committed a crime, you might you might be worried about it. Okay, so we'll talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Okay, so you guys stay tuned for another episode of Business Talks.
Little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Ay, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Looks a little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Ay, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
You guys put in the chat. Let me know where you are viewing from. Please put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. And thank you for your patience. I don't know what was wrong with my computer. I had to restart it, but now everything is working fine. Okay, let's see who we got in the building. Sandy Rodriguez. It is always great to see you. Noble Young is in the building. Shawan, love your sweater. I love everything leopard. Thank you. I have these leopard pants as well that I wear, and my husband hates them. My husband's like, why are you wearing that? He's like, "Row." But anyway, yeah, I love leopard print as well. Anything animal print. I like zebra print, leopard, leopard print. But yeah, I love it. Why doesn't everyone realize that the rubes and the poors um who attend Trump rallies are much more intelligent than all the people who graduated from college and have good jobs? Thank you very much. Because just because you have a college education, that doesn't mean that you are intelligent person. Okay. And this is coming from a person that has or have several degrees under her belt. I don't claim to be the more intelligent person. And people with I think intelligence and common sense, sometimes it comes hand in hand, but most of the time it doesn't. So I mean, that's where it's lacking on the other end. And I'm talking about like extreme liberals and Democrats. I'm not, the people that's like in the middle of the road, and most people are in the middle of the road. I'm not talking about those individuals. I'm talking about those extremists. But anywho, thank you, Em, for that comment. Many of the January 6th rioters pardoned by Trump are registered sex offenders. Theodore Mendendorf, David, Danielle Hopkins, and some of their victims as young as 7 and 12 years old. I've heard those stories as well. So hopefully, I don't know. I think one of those people that you just mentioned, they actually end up getting arrested again. So anyway, Donald Trump then pardoned them on their sex crime. Okay, so that's different. Anyway, Jim C, hello again, Shawan. Now you got 2 likes for me. Thank you. Samuel Matthews, hello to you as well. Brenda Thomas, K. Dot, put that message out there only for FBA, and if you don't get it, that means you're not like us. Love it. Kendrick, you did a great job. Larry Huddleston from Good Morning from Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, so we're going to get started now. Let me make sure you can see my screen. This is Tiffany Henyard's message. And reason why I wanted to talk about this because the election is actually, if you want to vote for House or Tiffany Henyard, you're able to do that today. Today is the primary. Is going to determine who's going to remain on the ballot because both of them, both House and Tiffany, are running for the Democrats. Okay, they both running as a Democrat, so you can go in for early election today. It starts today on the 10th and it ends, the actual election day is on the 25th. So you have up until the 25th, but the more that you get in there, early voting, I guess they will be able to count your vote and kind of determine whether or not Tiffany Henyard will remain on the ballot. So this is what she put out on Facebook, and she's basically saying, "Hey, watch me work." And then she has, some of her people that supported her, that spoke in this video.
That you're only doing this for the votes.
People can allege, assume, whatever they want. I've been doing this since I've been in office. I haven't stopped and I won't stop. I'm going to keep going. That's the difference between me and them. They stop when it's a holiday. I keep going when it's a holiday. I show up when they won't. I am there for residents that don't got family members, that don't have nowhere to go. I am their family. And that's what makes me unique. That's what makes me different. That's what they hate on. My love for people. You can't stop that. You can't change that. And I'll never, ever, ever let them harden my heart because of their hate towards me.
And I think this is a true statement by Tiffany. She does work very hard, and getting the relationship with the elderly folks and all that good stuff. However, I just don't want people to actually misconstrue or get it entangled. Okay, it's okay that she's giving out food boxes. That's quite all right. You're a community leader and you care about people, but you don't care about them that much. You really don't care about them that much, because if you cared about the tax-paying citizens of Dalton and Thornton Township, you wouldn't operate the way you operate. Okay, so the reports that came out against Tiffany Henyard, as the fraudulent and the misuse or the misuse of taxpayers' dollars, was one of those things that's irreparable. And it's going to take Dalton years to get out the financial debt that Tiffany put the Dalton Village taxpayers in. They're like $9 million in debt. And it continues to build because you have cases of lawsuits against the Village of Dalton and Thornton Township and her explicitly because of the way she was moving throughout the township and the village. So yeah, you work hard, but you also work hard in undermining the authority of the trustees. So I want people to have that in the front of their mind when they're going to vote for either Jason House or Tiffany Henyard. And hopefully you won't be voting for Tiffany Henyard, but she does have a lot of supporters. Shout out to Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan, for the support. And Jonathan, you're absolutely right. Giving out food boxes was done way before you got into office. They've been giving out food. They got a food pantry. Hello, they got a whole food pantry that they give out to residents. And you guys, I want to at the end, throughout the video, she got all these people that standing in line for food, and you driving a Cadillac, and um, you driving, and maybe you fell on hard times, but these are some nice looking cars that you guys looking for food. That means to tell me you paid them, or you told them, oh, show up because I'm doing a campaign so you can speak on me. And then another thing, that you really don't need food. You're not a person that's in need. People that normally has money, or they normally work day to day, you won't catch them in the food line. They just be like, okay, let me just do what I gotta do so I could feed my family. They're not standing in no food line, because pride prevents them from standing in the food line. Big Reds is saying that's why we don't trust people like you. You tell the truth about people like Tiffany, yet buck dance for white supremacy's talking points. Big Red, I mean, you know what it is, whatever you feel, but you don't have to tune into this channel if you don't want to. If you think I'm talking white supremacy, that's your own personal opinion. But the last time I checked, this channel was called Chawanne Burns. If you don't like my talking points, you create your own YouTube channel and talk the hell whatever you want to be, all black power, and they not like us. You can go on there, you go create your own channel. I ain't stopping you from creating your own channel. You could get up, garner 40,000 subscribers like I did. Anyway,
Watch me work. Look taller than me.
Did you just start doing this now, or when did you start giving food boxes away?
I've been doing this since 2009. I've always loved on the people. I've always put my money where my mouth is. I've always reached for others. When people didn't have a way, I've always made a way for them. And my commitment to public service is where it's at. Nobody can outwork me in public service. I guarantee you. But that's the problem. That's why they do smear campaigns, because they can't beat you. They try to allow you, make people hate you or dislike you, or make people think you're doing something bad when you're not. Then you defending that instead of showing your work. As I always say, my work speaks for itself, as you can see. Let the people speak for you. Let them be your voice. That's where we are.
But one thing I can say about Tiffany is, when she did her giveaway, everything in that box was name brand. Usually they give all the generic cheap stuff.
You got people in the line. Did you see that Mercedes-Benz, Cadillac, all these fancy ass cars in the line? Is this like a campaign? You told these people to show up and get some food, and they don't even need food. These people don't need food. You paying $1,000 for a car note. You need to rethink your life if you can't put food on your table and you got $1,000 car note.
Everything was name brand, and she gave us everything we needed to prepare a whole meal. I didn't have to go to the store and buy anything. Thanks so much, Tiffany.
Hey man, it's always good when you can help people. Regardless if it's a food box giveaway, light heat, helping with lights, gas, and all other bills. I mean, it's always great to be in a position where you can help people.
And Keith Price, when are you going to stand up and talk? You guys put in the chat, is Keith Price, is he disabled or something? Or is just Keith Price is so heavy that he can't, so his legs can't support his weight? I'm just wondering. I'm asking for a friend, wondering if Keith Price can actually stand up on his own 2 feet.
Hey, friend. Nobody. How y'all doing? Good. What you cooking? Alfredo, or you gonna do baked chicken?
And I gotta get a picture with you.
Yeah.
Guess what? They don't believe me, but I do. And I know God is around. That's one thing I do know.
She got her hair done, but she can't you can't feed your family. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody showing up. Oh, they got their hair done, and they went to the barber shop and the salon to get a $125 hairdo, but you can't buy food.
Y'all see all your rings? Look, look at that.
Yes.
Oh, Jazz, yeah.
All y'all that got something to say about Tiffany Henyard, make sure you live in Dalton, South Holland,
And I don't. And I'm saying something about Tiffany Henyard.
Thornton Township. Don't be in another state running your mouth about somebody you know nothing about. Leave her alone. Mind the business that pay you. Okay?
I do get a YouTube, very small one, but this business is paying me. Very small YouTube check, but this is what I'm doing.
Period.
For the community again? Oh, okay. Nice. You knocking somebody that's giving back to the community. What's up, though?
But they ain't out here, though.
Right.
What are they?
What y'all saying before she came in?
Right.
Nothing.
Oh, come on.
Nothing.
Hold on, give me a minute. I've been a long time.
Right,
Give me a minute. Hold on. Give me, it's gonna come. Give me a minute. A lot of high crime.
That's fine.
Nothing for the kids.
No ring, no outdoor ring.
Yeah,
No
little
trees.
basketball courts for down for 30 years.
30 years.
Let me see.
Y'all want to sit here and say she's doing that when it ain't her, it's the board that's voting against her.
Come on.
Isn't this lady on her same ticket? Isn't that the lady on her same ticket? You guys put it in the chat. I'm not for sure. Like I said, I'm not gonna knock Tiffany giving out food, to people that's in need. I mean, I think that's a good thing. But as Jonathan pointed out, this people been giving out food for the longest. Tiffany is not the only person that's doing this. And as far as the basketball court's been down, the skating rink, did they really need a skating rink? Because you only had it open for only things that you wanted to do. So that wasn't supporting the community. That was just only serving yourself because you called it just ice after your kid. I mean, if it was Thornton Township or Dalton Village skating rink, why wouldn't you call it the Village of Dalton skating rink? No, but you had to name it after your child. So this was a self-serving thing, and you spent $1 million on it to build the court. That doesn't make any sense to me either. So all these things that they're naming, yeah, she did it, but was she actually doing it for the community? I don't think so. You talking about paving the streets? She paved her street and fixed her mama driveway for $500,000. But everybody else that live in Dalton, they all been complaining like, yeah, she fixed her street, but if you go down 2 blocks down, it looks a mess.
Oh, bring back.
One sister from another. You're doing your thing for the population of dogs. As women, we don't give another woman her accolades. May God continue to bless you and provide you all the resources you need as the leaders trying to put down back on the map. May your enemies be a full student in the process. Bless you.
Yep. Let's go, girl. You got that?
I think this is another lady that's on her campaign too.
God, thank you for confirmation. Thank you. How you doing?
So she had all her friends show up in their fancy cars to talk, good about her, which is nothing wrong. It was a campaign, but you can't just say these are you can't just say these are people from the community in need, because they were not. These individuals was driving in the line with some fancy cars. You can't tell me, why do you need a food box if you got $1,000 car note? You guys put in the chat. If you need if you need the city to give you food, or the township to give you food, why do you have this fancy ass car? That seems like your priorities is messed up. If you really need food, your priorities are messed up, because you prefer to eat your car than actually going into the grocery store to buy food. So I think it was fake. Fake. A fake campaign. Ms. Burns put a lot of hard work into this. Please smash the like button. God bless everybody. Thank you. Deborah, probably on her ticket, she just has a handful of people that she tells them to dress differently and stuff just because she's stupid. Sandra is saying she's not doing it for the right reason. She makes people think she is doing it. No taxpayers are doing it. Exactly. This is just a ploy. All the stuff that she, put forth, the Just Ice, or the icing rink, the tree lighting ceremony, saying, "Oh, we haven't had a tree lighting ceremony in years." Yeah, if you're gonna spend $100,000 on a tree, that tree cost $60,000 that she was trying to pay for. I think the board voted it down, but she still ended up getting it. She was trying to pay for that. And then it was another 60,000 something odd dollars for decorating the trees and putting Christmas decoration on the block. That's just totally ridiculous to me, especially for just a town that's it's 20,000 people there. It's not like it's a larger city. I mean, and I'm pretty sure larger cities spend way more than $60,000. But why would you spend it in a small city when you have infrastructure problems? It's not like they don't have any problems. Like, all their streets are paved, and throughout the winter, they're not worried about the pipings backing up and the street flooding. And they have major infrastructure problems in Dalton Village, which they're trying to fix. But then you go on top of that, and you spend $200,000 on just Christmas stuff. That, to me, that's just very irresponsible. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so that's what she put out, and this is she put a sample ballot, of course, for her to endorse. Now, of course, Tiffany is going to promote herself. Jason House, he's running against Tiffany Henyard. And Jason House, who is this? Let me see who. I just want to show his ticket. And then you have a lot of people saying that they voted. So they went out. People are going out today to do their early voting. And that's good. So this is Jason House ticket. And if you're voting for him, you're basically supporting his you're supporting his ticket. So he has Belcher on there, Brittany Norwood, this is Allison Keys, and Ed Steves. So this is his ticket, and it's the Clean House ticket. Okay, so of course we want Jason House to win. We don't want that other lady to win at all. And you know what? I'm not, for now on, I'm not saying the other lady's name until after the election. I'm not going to even mention her name. You know what other lady I'm talking about. Okay. I was trying to see, they got a video of Jason, how somebody did a video of him walking down like he was at Jennifer Hudson show. Yeah, I don't did you guys see that? But it was hilarious. Um I was trying to see if I could find it, but I don't see it on here. So this is early voting. It's time to clean house. Early voting starts today, February the 10th through the 14th, 15th, 16th. These are the times. This is at Calumet City Library. I think there's other polling places. Super producer this morning was talking about there's other polling places as well, but this is where you could start to show up and get your vote in. Okay. And that is that. I think that's all I got to share with you about Lil Stanky Booty. Okay. Lil Stank. So now we're going to move to our next story. Let's see on my time. Okay. I got about 30 minutes, you guys. So Jasmine Crockett, I know some of you guys are upset. If you don't know, I did vote for Donald Trump. I believe Democrats, and this is my personal opinion. Get mad in the chat if you want to. This is my personal opinion. I think Democrats do not serve Black people. And when we talk about white supremacy, they haven't served Black people in the last 50 to 60 years. And this to prove my point, just look at our education system. Okay. We was talking about education this morning. We just got on it because we talk about Kendrick Lamar and how Kendrick Lamar, you have to pull out a dictionary to just follow Kendrick Lamar and some of the things that he's talking about. I believe he is a thought leader, but just dumb it down so people could follow you. You talking in all these idioms and giving these hidden messages. Some people don't know nothing about that, so you just dumb it down. And I said, most Black folks, if we look at the education system in the last 15 years, they don't have greater than the fourth grade reading level. And some people were kind of like, oh really? No, yeah, statistically, if you look at statistics, yeah, you're awarded a high school diploma, but as far as passing above fourth grade reading level examination, we don't have that. Even if you look in Detroit, this is prior to the 15 years ago. Detroit, they're saying it's 51% illiterate. Functional illiterate, that I have a job, but I can't read past a certain grade level. And when I say functional illiterate, that means you're like fourth grade reading level. So, and when I'm saying Democrats never serve us to advance us, I truly believe that, because anytime someone is pushing abortion to kill your own children, you can't tell me they're serving you to uplift you, because they want to kill you. They want to kill the Black body that you have in your stomach. How's that serving you? How's that lifting people up? And I'm saying the Black community up. How's that lifting your Black body up? It doesn't, because they want you to terminate your pregnancy. That Black life that's living within inside you. So I don't think Democrats haven't served the Democratic Party since I believe Martin Luther King, when he said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna march and all these civil rights movements." I don't think they never served Black folks. They didn't want you to be free or anything like that. They thought they didn't want you to have the 14th Amendment. They didn't want you to be equal on the Constitution and think of as a whole person. No, they didn't want that. And I'm talking about Dixie Democrats. They wanted you to remain as 1/6 of a person. Okay. And so we have now since Martin Luther King said, "Oh no, we're going to stand with the Democrats," we just never left that plantation. We never got off that boat to start to think, okay, logically. We're saying white supremacy and using that word so loosely, it doesn't make any sense. We use the word so loosely that we actually don't know what the hell we're talking about. Because white supremacy is against educating you. If we're talking about white supremacy, and if you look at like the history and look, and then I'm talking about immediate history over the last 15, 20 years, our children are the ones that's suffering in the educational system. And we continue to support Democrats that don't want to have school choice for your Black children. They don't support school choice. They feel like you should continue to go to this failing school system and fail your children while your children cannot read. So that's why I voted, and there was other reasons. That's why I voted for Donald Trump, because I align myself with more Republican views than anything. Am I a registered Republican? No. I think if you pull me up, I was a Democrat at one time and a delegate in my county. I was a registered delegate. I got voted in as a delegate. So, and what I'm getting at is Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett continues to tell us that we should be afraid of this boogie white man because they're going to round us up to get us. And do what with us, you guys? You guys let me know. Have you had ICE knock at your door? If you're living in a sanctuary city, have ICE knocked at your door and question whether or not you was an American citizen? They just rounded up everybody that looked brown. It doesn't make any sense. And this is the things that they keep on talking about in Democrats. Is this, it's really not a logical explanation of them talking this way. It's just, oh, I want to make sure I instill fear in everyone that's listening to me. I want to instill fear that in everyone that's listening to me right now.
I do believe that
maybe was it?
I do believe that fear is truly warranted in the sense that people of color are just going to be rounded up. I mean, we've lived it, especially as Black folk in this country, right? Like, it's the racial profiling. And so whether you're a US citizen, whether you are here as a DACA recipient, whether you are undocumented, whether you are naturalized, whatever your situation is, I think that if you can be mistaken for being a brown person, that you should be concerned because
my bad. I don't know why it stopped.
sense that people of color are just going to be rounded up. I mean, we've lived it, especially as Black folk in this country, right? Like, it's the racial profiling. And so whether you're a US citizen, whether you are here as a DACA recipient, whether you are undocumented, whether you are naturalized, whatever your situation is, I think that if you can be mistaken for being a brown person, that you should be concerned because there is nothing that is tatted on anybody's head that says I'm undocumented or I'm a citizen, right? And I do believe that.
And so she just saying, hey, if you're a brown person, and if you look at me, I could be technically brown. If you're a brown person, you should be so fearful of not to leave your house because they might round you up and say, hey, where's your papers at? This is easily proven. Yeah, I was born at a so-and-so in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, I've been here. My parents are from such and such. I lived at this place and this place without even showing your papers. You could say, oh yeah, I went to so-and-so high school. So it's like, what are you talking about? Even if you have an accent. No, I've been here for over blah, blah, blah. You know, I came over here legally, but I established this blah, 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 and my children are here. Okay, so what is the fear? What's the fear mongering coming into play? Is so much because, and then they're just convoluting of what ICE is trying to do. And she's not really, she's telling you like, okay, this is what you should be fearful for, but she's not really telling you what ICE, their main purpose is of going into wherever they got to go into to detain criminals. Okay. And reason why I'm saying this is because she was on MSNBC with Rachel Maddow. And to me, I think this is even more dangerous because you're only telling the story as it needs to fit your story to perpetuate fear, if that makes any sense. You're not telling what the Trump administration is actually trying to do and ICE is trying to do and what the people actually elected him for. You know, we actually elected him for this very purpose, and the economy and immigration and all that stuff. That this is why we elected him, because he said he was going to do these things. This is her and Rachel Maddow.
This defining time in the second Trump presidency. Stay with MSNBC.
On his first full day in office, Donald Trump scrapped a longstanding U.S. policy that says immigration agents can't enter public schools or healthcare facilities or houses of worship to go after immigrants. Today, people protesting that change rallied at a historic Episcopal church in New York. Yesterday, the city council in Ithaca, New York, voted unanimously to bar local law enforcement from cooperating with ICE raids. That's despite the Trump administration threatening to prosecute Ithaca public officials who don't cooperate with their crackdown. Yesterday, one school superintendent in Alice, Texas, posted a letter alerting parents that ICE agents might board school buses to check citizenship of school kids. According to information the school board had received, that letter went up yesterday. It has since been removed from the school district website.
Because this is a false narrative. They're not boarding school buses to detain, even if you're over here illegally. They're not doing that. Their main focus is on to get the 500,000 illegals out of the country because they've committed crime like pedophilia, like selling drugs, like human trafficking, like murder, rape. These things, that's what they're doing. They're not concerned about the illegal immigrant that came over here and they've been following the rules and the regulations for years, even though they're illegal. They're illegal. They're not concerned about that. Now, if you're happening to be in the place where they're detaining or searching for the criminal illegal immigrant, they're going to detain you if you're over here illegal, because that's what they're supposed to do. That's their job. But let's point this out. They wouldn't be doing this if the local law enforcement and the governor of that said state and the city of that said state will actually contact ICE to let them know, hey, we have this individual on custody. We know he's on the wanted list. Come and get him while he's detained. So they will not have to go out in the community and search for the individual. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you they actually detained the individual and let him go.
From churches to schools to city councils to parking lots, people are pushing back against this administration's attempts to harass and arrest immigrants in their communities. Today, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett was part of a group of lawmakers.
And don't get misconstrued. Immigrants and illegal aliens are two different people. She keep on using the word immigrants. No, immigrants is not the same as illegals. They're not the same people. So stop it. Whatever your name is, Rachel Maddow, you're lying right there. That's a flat out lie. They're not the same. They're not one and the same.
That introduced legislation to protect immigrants in sensitive locations. Congresswoman Crockett says in her district, kids are already missing school because parents are afraid of being arrested as they drop their kids off at school. She says families are also skipping doctor's appointments and even emergency care that they need because they're afraid of being arrested at the hospital. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett joins us live now. Congresswoman, it's really nice to have you here on the show. Thank you for making time.
Absolutely.
What should people understand about the rationale for protecting places like schools, churches, synagogues, hospitals from immigration enforcement actions in the past?
Yeah, I mean, here, this is very simple. First of all, I don't know my country anymore, right? When we are looking at situations that are so disruptive to our communities. And again, as you talked about the hero who wasn't necessarily wearing a cape, but instead had her coffee cup, when we think about the disruption to everyone because of something that really is a civil penalty, I want to get this across to your viewers, because I don't think that people understand that as Republicans oftentimes say things like, oh, they're illegal. According to federal law, you literally can get a traffic ticket that is more serious than what this is. It's a civil penalty. And so to have these guys disrupting you as you are trying to pray, whether you're an immigrant or not, you're disrupting a place of worship. Or tell me about what type of liability, I mean, even if you don't care about the people themselves, but tell me about the type of liability that we may face if somebody literally is trying to seek care and then you take them away from that care and into our custody, right? Like, it doesn't make sense, not to mention the disruption that it causes for everybody else that's seeking care. And now we're talking about the kids. We're talking about parents not taking their kids to get the education that they need, and the kids may be enjoying something that we call birthright citizenship. Yet they're missing out on school because their parents are too afraid to drop them off. And the final point that I'll say is I want people to understand that undocumented folk in this country contribute approximately $100 billion in taxes, and they pay into Social Security that they can't pull down on. So you tell me how any of this makes sense, because the estimation is that it would cost us approximately $200 billion in the first year to try to effectuate this. And we know the Republicans are proposing that ICE be given approximately $350 billion. And right now that's causing a lot of consternation within the Republican caucus. And that is why we are headed to a shutdown on March 14th, because instead of cutting money, it looks like they are absolutely going to need more money.
This is a false narrative, and I'm glad she pointed this out. She only told us partial truth. She is correct. Undocumented immigrants, they do pay into taxes. The ones that they had a right to work type of status. So they do pay taxes. I think the amount is like $68 billion a year that they pay into taxes. $26 billion goes into Social Security. So approximately about $100 or $90 billion in total, maybe a little bit less total each year that undocumented workers pay into our tax system. However, she did not tell you the whole truth. The tax burden on the undocumented immigrant that's not even working costs each person burdens the system about $68,000 a year. Okay, that's approximately so far over the last year, it's been about $360 billion. Okay, so let's do the math. If you're saying that the undocumented or illegal, deporting the illegals is going to cost, they said upwards to about $300 billion on the high end. They might could get it on the lower end, and some estimates say about $150 billion. It's still cheaper to deport illegal immigrants than to say, hey, let's keep them here to burden our system. Because this is a recurrent thing. It doesn't just cut off. Do you understand? If we continue to let people in and say, hey, we're going to continue to burden our tax-paying citizens with the amount to take care of illegals that maybe they not be able to find a job or whatever the case may be, and we're giving them free housing, that's a tax burden on us, $360 some odd billion dollars a year. So even if we break even, you guys, is it worth it? I think it is. I think it is, because not only you're overburdening the system with illegals, you got to think about these illegals are going to get old. They are going to get old. And if they become legal citizens, okay, then you have another class of people, another group of people that's burdening the system because they aged out, they too old to work. And then we're not talking about the undocumented workers that are being paid under the table, that don't contribute into no system, and they still get free government aid. Okay, I wish Jasmine Crockett would have the amount of smoke in I guess the amount of enthusiasm that she has for illegals, for her own, for her own people. Why don't we see that much enthusiasm with your own people? And the reason why I'm saying this is because you're saying these undocumented people can't go to school because they're fearful of they might get picked up for school. What about your people? This is the statistics. Okay. In 2023, around 17% of Black students in the United States are considered proficient readers by 4th grade. That means you get what? 83% of the other Black students that can't read past the 4th grade. Black key points about Black reading levels in 2023. 17% is only proficient. Significant gap. This figure is considerably low compared to other racial groups. Such low literacy rates can hinder daily living and employment opportunities for Black individuals. Where's all the smoke and all the hoopla to fix the educational system? This is why I call this is a bunch of bullshit. People in the chat, you talk about white supremacy. Isn't this white supremacy? Isn't this white supremacy? We so focused on somebody else that they don't give a damn about us. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care about your kids can't read. They don't care. And you like, oh, this is white supremacy. Look at Donald Trump. He rounding up illegal immigrants that's not supposed to be here. Who cooning now? You don't even care about your own brother and sister that can't read. You rather have them starving in the street or putting a mag in your face, sticking you up, talking about Black power. That shit is phony. Cut it with the nonsense. If I see somebody else in the chat with that bullshit, you guys put them out. I don't want to hear nothing about that white supremacy shit, because it's bullshit. You don't even care about your own Black people. And you got all this smoke for Congress talking about, oh, they round the illegals up. They can't even go to school. What about the black kids? The black kids are going to school and they still can't read. Y'all just laying by the wayside. Anyway. Literacy crisis in the United States is deeply concerning. This is new shit. This is not old shit. This is new stuff. This was posted in July of 2024. And you all concerned about illegal immigrant, where your own people, American citizens, cannot read. And it affects everything that they're going to do. You're failing our children. Where's all the smoke for the education system? Where's all that smoke for holding the federal education system responsible for these kids can't read and can't pass a simple math test? Where's all the smoke? You talking about they not like us? They damn sure not like us. They're not. They're not. Because I bet you they come over here and they gonna learn something. Why Jasmine Crockett, Jeffries, Maxine Waters, all these black Democrats getting your vote because you talking about we shall overcome and all that bullshit. And your ass can't read. Your kids can't read. Your cousin can't read. You can't tell me, oh, all my cousins can't read because 17% of you niggas only can read. Only 17%. Only 17% can read. And y'all don't see a problem with that. And y'all keep on voting these fools in. Over and over again, telling you you should be afraid of the white man. Anyway, I'm done. Done talking about it. Done talking about it. I guess I could let that other, where is it at? She wasn't done talking, spreading her nonsense. Jasmine Crockett. I guess we could continue to listen to her. She still got 3 minutes to lie.
Let me ask you also about the impact, as a representative from Texas, who's been right in the middle of the culture war over this, but also who represents a very diverse district. It strikes me also that with some of these changes, not just saying we're going to go after people wholesale and not just making it into a big propaganda spectacle and inviting celebrities and, hand-picked media to go along to make it look like an episode of Cops. But in addition to that, by going after, saying we want to go after people in schools and in places of worship and in healthcare facilities, the cruelty there and the impact there is to really isolate immigrant families or families that have mixed status so that they can't participate in the fabric of culture the way they do right now and in the basic fabric of services that we all avail ourselves of, so that they are more isolated, so they are more afraid, so they don't feel supported by their fellow Americans and the other people who live among them. I wonder if you think that is the aim, and if so, if there are other things that Americans who are not in immigrant families, people who do not face these same kind of threats, if what they can do to kind of bridge that distance.
Shut the hell up. You sound a damn fool. You guys, if you want to read more about immigration, this is the cost of illegal immigrations to taxpayers. This is a research that was done, Director of Research for Center for Immigration Studies. Okay, this is a subcommittee of the House Judiciary Committee. The impact of illegal immigrants on social services. In this document, it already stated 65% of illegal or undocumented immigrants come in and they're on the welfare system, compared to Americans. Just about 30% or 35% of Americans are on welfare or some type of welfare system. Who's overburdening the system? It doesn't matter how much taxes the undocumented were. And then let's put this out here. They could be paying taxes and be abusing the system. Y'all ain't think about that, because a lot of times some of these immigrants or illegals have some names that you can't keep up with. And it's like, okay, is this and then they have 4 or 5 last names, and they're probably working and paying into the system and also receiving aid from the system. 65%. Let me just show you. No. Research indicates 69% of adult illegal immigrants have no education beyond high school, compared to 35% U.S. born. It says for each illegal immigrant costs about $68,000, although the estimate comes with caveats, minus the taxes paid minus the cost. So they're talking about the taxes paid. What they're saying, oh, they do pay in the system, but it still costs us more to have them over here. Illegal immigrants make extensive use of welfare. Based off the government data, we estimate about 60% of households headed by illegal immigrants use one or more major welfare programs, compared to 39% of households headed U.S. born citizens. Based on the rate of major welfare programs, we estimated that illegal immigrants receive $42 billion in benefits, or 4% of the total cost of cash, Medicaid, food, housing programs examined in our study. However, this is only a rough approximation due to the limitation of the data. They said high welfare on illegal immigrants' household is not explained by the unwillingness to work. In fact, 94% of the illegal immigrants' households have at least one worker, compared to 73% of the U.S. born household. And I'm not saying illegals, they will work. They'll work. They'll work, but they'll live all together, to kind of lower the cost of living. So yeah, they'll work if they have to. But the nation's welfare system is designed to help low-wage workers with children, which describe a very large share of the illegal immigrants' household. In addition to consuming welfare, illegal immigration makes significant use of public education. Based on the average cost of student, 4 million children of illegal immigrants of public schools create $68 billion in costs in 2019. The vast majority of these children are born U.S. born. This is why Donald Trump was talking about declassifying or getting away with birthright citizenship, because it wasn't intended for illegal immigrants to have birthright citizenship anyway. It was intended for Black folks. But Jasmine Crockett is not going to tell you that. It was intended for the ADOS people, the people that came here on slave ships. It was intended for them to have birthright citizenships. Not just some random Joe Schmo coming in from Haiti or Mexico or wherever they're coming from, Venezuela. It wasn't intended for them. Anyway, you could read more about this. This is a 15-page document. It is a short document. So if you want to read more about that, you can. I'm done with them talking about, oh, what should we do? How can we bridge the gap together community? No, they don't. Like I said, if an illegal immigrant, I don't think some of them are coming over to do harm. Some of them are here for a better way in life. But I bet you anything, they don't identify with your ass. You see them marching around with they flag. They don't care about you. They want what's good for their family. And they want you to say, oh, pick up and rise up with us. No, don't rise up with nobody. They not rising up with you when you having trouble out of the education system and your children getting kicked out because the prison look, if you get kicked out of school, they're saying more times you get kicked out of school, more likely you'll be in the prison system. That's what they do to black kids. And you want to talk about white supremacy. Anyway, lastly on our list, I only got 5 minutes, you guys. We talk about the NFL. In the NFL, the Super Bowl was yesterday. Congratulations to the Eagles out there. They are in Eagles fans in the Philadelphia. They have won Super Bowl 59. So congratulations. There's been a lot of talk about your girl Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, she attended the Super Bowl because her man was there. And of course, they're saying, oh, they booed Taylor Swift. They don't like her. They booed Taylor Swift. She's in the stand. Taylor Swift's like, you're weirdo. And she's gonna get on her private jet and be okay. She's fine. I don't think but she did look around like, why are they booing me? They booing me. Oh my God. Like, what is going on? And I don't think, to tell you the truth, I don't think it's Taylor Swift's fault. I think the media just sensationalized her and her boyfriend's thing, and they made it such a big to-do. Instead of like keeping football, they had to always put her up on a jumbotron and saying, oh, Taylor Swift, she's here, look at her, she's supporting the Chiefs. Like, come on now, just she's a girlfriend of a player, so of course she's going to be there, and she has a lot of money, so she could fly in and out of town if she wants to support her man. So they booed her. And then they were saying, of course, after she got booed, or they're making comparison. They booed Taylor Swift, but when they showed Donald Trump in the audience, of course, people went crazy. Let's fight for the ramparts we watch. And then, they showed Taylor Swift being booed. But, majority of people, and we could say about 50% or 51%, majority of Americans voted Donald Trump in. And of course, if you look at the polling data, people are saying that, yeah, Donald Trump is making good on his promises. Like 70% are saying, yeah, Donald Trump is exactly doing what he said, what he ran on. So, you can't get mad at that. So right now his popularity is high. And despite what the media is putting out there, Donald Trump popularity is really high. His approval rating. So you can't get mad at that. So now, just to talk about Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot's performance, to me, I thought it was pretty boring. But, I think K-Dot or Kendrick Lamar is a lyricist, but I don't think he's Super Bowl worthy. I know there was a messaging in there and they talked about it, but who cares? To me, it's like, who cares? We came to celebrate the Super Bowl, and you put your messaging out there. Some people will have to have a dictionary or interpreter to get what your messaging was. But as far as performance, I prefer Beyonce over K-Dot. I'm just sorry. You guys put it in. I know I'm gonna get a lot of smoke for that. Oh, it was revolutionary. Like, who gives a damn? we wanted excitement. I wanted excitement. I didn't want to say, oh, Black Power, yeah, we split the fag. And, I don't care about that. I care about entertainment in that moment. Okay. In that moment, I cared about entertainment. So, you could put in the chat, let me know what you feel about that. But even though I thought he did a good job, but as far as excitement, Super Bowl type of thing, Lil Wayne, I believe, would have been more exciting than Kendrick Lamar. That's my own personal opinion. Okay. That is my opinion. And like, if you don't like it, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay. Cher is saying, Lenny, me too. NFL allowing that it was for me. Never watch football again. Allowing what? When can we welcome the 51st state to the United States? Kennard the DJ said Kendrick's was whack. I love the national anthem. That's John Baptiste. He did an excellent job. I think he's an excellent performer. And he's a beast on the piano, and he's for Louisiana. So he brought the Louisiana heritage or history into the Super Bowl. But yeah, I think his performance was unmatched. Taylor chose to live her life in the public. Fame comes and goes. That's right. That is absolutely right. Kennard saying Wayne Whack too. We listen to Woo around here. Yeah, I'm just saying. Reason why I said Lil Wayne, because it was in Louisiana, and then he has way more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Only reason why Kendrick Lamar is more mainstream because of the battle between him and Drake. So I think Lil Wayne is more mainstream. People would have known more of his songs. And I think when I'm thinking, hey, we want an artist that everybody could sing along to the song. We just don't want only the black folks that's listen to the underground Kendrick Lamar can sing to the song. And you should have seen my husband. My husband was like, because he doesn't listen to Kendrick Lamar either. He knows a couple of his songs, but he's just sitting there like almost sleep. It's like, it was pretty hilarious. But anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Remember to tune in tomorrow. I forget, maybe we're going to talk about Doge a little bit more tomorrow to see what's going on with that. And we might talk about some immigration. There's a couple of things going on with Chicago mayor, so we'll probably touch on that. But remember, like, subscribe, and share this video. Make sure you comment on the video. I'm sending all my good to you. I will talk to you soon.